All right, ladies, so we are officially deep diving into prep. My show is going to be in October. I'm competing at the Vaughn show, and then I'll also be flying to Texas to do the summer shredding. So Meg has a few questions that you ladies would like to have answered before we get started, and then I'll be showing you over the next, I guess, year, which is pretty crazy, what exactly I'm going to be doing in terms of like training, nutrition, in terms of like mindset, pretty much everything. So I'm going to show you guys all of this on my channel, but we're going to get started.
The first question, how will prep affect your family, your lifestyle, your career, and just everything in between?
So thankfully, we're fitness trainers. So on the plus side is that I get to share everything with you guys, which is super cool. Also with clients, things like that, showing them what it looks like to get to that next level. I'm super excited to do, as well as like the team. In terms of like relationships and stuff like that, honestly, near the end of your prep, you're pretty cranky. So I'm pretty sure me and Mike are going to fight quite a bit, just because you're like kind of miserable. And also everyone around you is still going to do what they're doing, right? So like if he wants to order a pizza, he's going to order a pizza, and there's not really much I can do to stop that. But at the same time, it's like just knowing what you want, and it's staying true to your goals, even though the environment might be not supportive of that. And so it's going to be really cool also because a lot of you ladies struggle with like, how do I stay consistent even when my environment is not supportive for that? And so when you're going into a prep, there's no way that your entire environment can be supported towards you getting to that level of leanness. And so I'm going to show you guys how to do that.
Next question, how will this affect your health?
Okay, so common misconception, competing is not healthy. Okay, like getting that lean is not healthy. I would say up until you're at like, 18, 17% body fat, that's when you're like pretty healthy body fat. And that's more of like, you're lean, but everything's working the way that it should. I'm already at that. So basically at this point, everything from this point on is basically just me going into like the whole of fitness. And so the reason why I say that is because when I first started competing, a lot of competitors would actually tell people that like, oh yeah, everything's healthy, whatever. It's not really like, this is not sustainable. There's no way that I can sustain the level of leanness I'm about to get to. But it's something that I want to work towards to challenge myself. On my last competition, I wasn't able to place the way that I wanted to, but I also didn't find the posing was how I wanted it to be. So I didn't show up as my best. And so basically I just want to try it again to make sure that I actually do it the way that I want to do it. And then we'll see if we'll compete after that. But I definitely wouldn't replicate anything I'm about to do, and make sure that you have a coach, because realistically, as soon as you get really lean as well, body dysmorphia hits really hard. I never thought that I would experience it because I was prepared to not have body dysmorphia. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. Like I love myself. Like we're good. And then I got that lean and started to gain weight. And I was like, oh, I get what they're saying now. Like I feel like I'm overweight. And meanwhile, I was like 122 pounds soaking wet. Like does make sense, but that's just what happens.
You kind of answered the last one,
okay.
But why? But I'll change it to why are you doing it, and what are you going to do differently this time around compared to the last time you competed?
Cool. So it's kind of like the first time you ever lose weight, you have no idea what you're doing. And so whatever your coach says to do, you follow it. You're like, oh, I only get a fruit cup for dessert. Sick. I'm so pumped for this fruit cup, But like this time around, I know how bad it can go. And I know how I feel when I'm eating like 800 calories, doing 2 hours of cardio. And like my posing sucks. And I don't place because my physique is good, but my posing sucks. And so like now that I know what to expect or what it should look like and how I should feel at certain points, it's really easy for me to also be like, no, yes, like when to push the gas and when to pull back on the brake. Whereas before it was just like all gas. It was like FU energy. Like I'm going to go in this and like beat myself to the ground if I have to. This time I'm like, listen, like if we lose our period, we need to take a hot minute to figure out what's going on. And then we're going to like go back into it, right? Like you might lose it, or there might be other things that happen that it's not exactly an enjoyable experience. But overall, I just want to push myself and then also show you ladies what's possible. And also it's just like something I've always wanted to do. And now that the Summer Shredding Classic is like in Canada more frequently and it's in the States and things like that, and it's more accessible, this was something that this was the first time that I'd ever tried to lose weight, was a Summer Shredding online challenge. And so I think it's kind of cool to like circle back and now compete at the show, whereas I couldn't afford to do the show last time, like when I first started. All right, ladies, have the best day ever. Thanks so much for watching.